So far we have discussed in detail what is the first law and second law of inheritance. Am I right? So as a continuation to that topic, now we are going to learn how traits are transmitted from parents to offspring. So our next topic is how traits are transmitted from parents to offspring. No doubt, in the previous topics we have learned in detail the traits are being inherited from parents to offspring. But till now we didn't learn how are they actually transferred from parents to offspring. So to this question, answer is traits or characteristics are transferred from parents to offspring through genes. Through what? Genes. I repeat, the traits or characteristics are transmitted from parents to offspring through genes. How are they transferred to parents through genes? Where are they present? So let us have a look here. As I have already told you, at the time of cell division, the nuclear material or chromatin which is present in the nucleus condenses and form long thread-like structures called as what? Chromosomes. Called as what? Chromosomes. Chromosomes carry the genetic material called as DNA. Chromosomes carry what? Genetic material called as what? DNA. A part of the DNA is called as gene, or a protein molecule which is able to control a trait in an organism is called as gene. So those genes are present on the chromosomes. On the chromosomes in which part? On the DNA. For example, you assume that these are the genes that represent tallness. So to represent tallness, here are the genes. Genes always work in pairs. So the same genes also present in the female parental germ cell. You assume that this is a gene. These pair of genes represent the trait dwarfness. So these two are the genes which represent tallness, present on the chromosomes. These two are this pair of genes represent the trait dwarfness, present on the DNA of the chromosomes. You imagine that this is a male chromosome and this is a female chromosome, and always the germ cells carry half the amount of DNA and half the number of chromosomes. So at the time of fertilization, from the male chromosome, because it will contribute half in the sense only one gene that decides tallness, and the other gene will come from the female chromosome, the other gene which decides the dwarfness, that is at the time of fertilization fuses. Male germ cell fuses with female germ cell and forms as capital T and small t. So when capital T and small t is obtained by the offspring, that offspring in the future would grow as tall plant or tall person. So like this, the traits are transmitted from parents to offspring through genes which are present on the chromosomes. That is the reason why gene is known as the unit of inheritance. Then we may get a question here. Okay, genes are transmitting traits from parents to offspring. So how would an offspring come to know that it has got this genotype and in the future it should grow tall? Who will actually say to them? Are you getting my point? How do genes control the traits? My next question is what? How do genes control the traits? If you see here, when a gene present in an offspring, for example, This is the F1 generation plant which has got capital T and small t. This is the gene present in the F1 generation plant. When it gets this particular gene, immediately this gene sends an information to the plant growth hormones and telling that this particular plant has got this gene arrangement, capital T and small t. So, the plant growth hormone which is responsible for the tallness in plant, it will receive information from this gene and it will start secreting in more amounts. So when this plant growth promoting hormone secretes in more amounts by receiving the information from this gene, automatically the plant grow taller. Are you getting my point? So genes, by regulating the plant growth hormones, they control the traits. For example, if it gets this type of gene arrangement, small t, this gene sends an information to the plant growth hormone to secrete in less amounts. So when it secretes in less amounts, automatically this plant grows dwarf in nature. So like this, genes control the traits by regulating the plant growth hormones. Are you getting my point? Is that clear? I think you have understood in detail.